When we get into the driveline system, we wanted to make sure that we designed a 4x4 driveline system that was capable to go off-road. It was easy to use, and it was also refined and efficient. That's where we introduced the integrated wheel end disconnect as opposed to a center differential disconnect. So what most of our competitors do is this half shaft will spin. As they're driving down the road in 4x2 mode, this half shaft still spins because they don't disconnect at the wheel end. The half shaft spins, it comes into the center differential, and they'll disconnect it at the center differential. So either they'll have just the half shaft spinning, or they'll have the half shaft, and depending on where they disconnect, they'll have part of the differential spinning also. But in the case of the F150 with our integrated wheel end disconnect, we have a diaphragm inside the wheel end that's able to move the locking collar back and forth. So this locking collar in 4x2 mode, the locking collar, yep, the locking collar pulls off to the side. You don't transfer any torque into the axle. You're disconnected here at the axle. You aren't spinning the axle. That helps avoid any driveline vibration that you might normally have, because anytime you have something spinning, and assuming it's built properly, it isn't going to provide much vibration, but once you get any debris or anything on it, it's going to vibrate. It also, if you can avoid spinning it, you're going to reduce the wear and tear in your truck. And if you're not spinning it, you're not going to be sucking up parasitic losses. You'll have parasitic horsepower losses, which will go back and eat up your fuel economy. So it's benefit threefold if we don't have that spinning. With the integrated wheel end, we're able to deliver that promise, and great 4x4 functionality, either in electric shift on the fly or manual shift on the fly.
And I think all of these are just examples of different philosophies on engineering. The philosophy you're seeing here, it's a higher investment level. There's no doubt about it. This is a more expensive way of doing it, but it's also the best way of doing it for the customer in terms of all the things that Don talked about. You can imagine. Most people in 4x4, I don't know who's got a 4x4 truck here, if you got one, how often do you really use 4x4? Almost zero in Texas, right, Harold? Yep. Harold's just sucking up company money buying those 4x4s down there.
Although some of you guys are driving 4x4 all the time,
But what happens is most people use 4x4s occasionally in the snow, and they use it off-road. Now, there are some heavy users, but for the majority of the people, what's happening is they're driving around a 4x4, and all these parts are moving all at the same time. So there are a lot of, when you look at fuel economy, talked about there's fuel economy on the sticker and the label that you can achieve when you're in a dyno, and then there's real world, and this absolutely helps improve world fuel economy.